Hello and welcome to my presentation on the truth on global deforestation. This is the website I decided to create. My name is Sam Strash, and I chose an issue around the globe that I feel deserves to get a little more awareness brought to it, a little more light, if you will. And the reason being for that is because despite the fact that there's been a lot of media practice and a lot of content created regarding deforestation, I feel like it's not enough, and I feel like it doesn't capture the whole picture. So at the bottom of my very homepage, this being the homepage, with the website title on it, The Truth on Global Deforestation, nice picture of a lot of logged trees behind it with looks like maybe a little bit of burnt up or at least trampled land. At the bottom of this page, I've included a few videos as to how the media, both nationally and internationally, have taken to deforestation. And the most intriguing thing I found on this is that film studios have done almost just as much as news outlets regarding deforestation. I included two examples here, one being the animated film The Lorax, based on the Dr. Seuss book, and Before the Flood, which is a documentary film starring Leonardo DiCaprio and produced by Martin Scorsese for National Geographic. The Lorax, there's some takeaways in there, and I suggest that you go back and watch, because what I covered on the website, informationally speaking, is that without trees, where are we getting our air from? I mean, it's a legitimate concern. Where do we receive oxygen from if there's no trees? Trees store carbon and convert carbon dioxide into oxygen molecules that fuse with the nitrogen in the atmosphere that allow for animals and other living, breathing organisms to survive off of. And without trees, where does that oxygen come from? I've also attached a couple of videos from specifically print news organizations like the United Nations and the Associated Press, and then some television stations as well with the British Broadcasting Company and NBC, specifically the local Bay Area NBC affiliate. I would suggest going to watch those just to see how the media has covered deforestation. It's mostly in a negative light, and I'm not saying that there needs to be a positive light, because it's important to remember, if you scroll just a tad back up, I have a nice picture of a jaguar, which is a endangered species in South America, the biggest big cat in the Americas, endangered because of habitat loss caused by deforestation. And it's important to remember that, quote, this is my own direct quote, "Earth's forests are key to maintaining a healthy and diverse ecosystem, both locally and globally. Without them, the planet loses expendable resources and biodiversity." And the biodiversity kick is the jaguar here in the background. Right from the title, this is where the website opens, is this title. There's a menu option here in the top left corner with an About section, which is just what the website is about. It opens with, this is all my own personal writing with a couple references built in. This is all my own writing. "The world was once covered in vast forest land from the northern parts of Canada to Brazil, all across Central Europe and Asia and many other places. Trees covered much of the land on our planet. Nearly all animals and even people lived amongst the trees. Today, the world that once was is no longer." And it's because of deforestation practices, 95% of which take place in the tropics, with the reference number here going down to Ritchie from 2021 from Our World in Data. These links also work if you would like to click the link to go to the source directly to find the information I'm talking about. There's also another reference number in here as well. And here's where I come in with what the website is truly providing here. While exploring the website, you will learn about concepts surrounding what deforestation truly is, why it is still practiced, how it is being contained, and the ways the media have portrayed the practice, which is what we went over first. The website is not intended to persuade readers how to view deforestation, but rather it is intended to outline information surrounding deforestation and allow for you, as the reader, to make up your own mind. The site is constructed to bring awareness to a complex issue that feels like it needs more light. And I left with another quote here, my own writing again as well. "Forests are home to many, resources to many more. What can the world do to appease everyone?" With a nice picture of a blue macaw, which is also another endangered species in the Amazon. And that last part, what can the world do to appease everyone, is what I feel is very important here. This Staying Informed page is the blog section of the website. It's everything you need to know about deforestation, right? And there's a few articles to read as well. The most important one, I'd argue, other than what dictates deforestation, because there's multiple definitions of deforestation, like net deforestation, which takes into account gains of trees regrowing in once deforested areas, along with gross deforestation, which is the term that most people associate with deforestation, and forest degradation as well, which is natural events and just forest health declining on its own. The most important one, I'd argue, is why is deforestation still in practice? And this is something I felt like I needed to include. And the reason being is that the world needs to go around somehow. And by the world, I don't mean the natural world. I mean the human world, society. Society needs to keep turning. All right? If you replace the earth or the world needs to keep spinning or turning, replace it with society, because it needs to, dating all the way back to the most early parts of human history. Think even back to like the earliest written history in cuneiform, in cuneiform writing, that is, in Assyria, Babylon, Mesopotamia, right, which is currently like Iraq and Iran. Go all the way back to ancient day Judea and Israel, Egypt. Trade, very important amongst city-states and nations at the time, and it still is today. People need to support their families. The NASA Earth Observatory quoted a common cycle that goes on. Countries build roads to improve overland transportation of goods. Logging follows road expansion. The roads and logged areas become a magnet for settlers like farmers and ranchers who remove the remaining forest for cropland and cattle pasture, which completes the deforestation chain, as Paul Przeworski writes here, that began with road building. So reaching uncontacted and untouched areas of the world because of population expansion and the concepts of like manifest destiny, if you so choose to go that route, with humanity's just inherent and incessant need almost to expand and to go explore and go places and to conquer places, right? That's why deforestation is still practiced today, because people need to support themselves and their families, and it's just inherent. You want to expand. You want to go places. You want to see other places and be in other places, right? That's why deforestation is still in practice, because it's inherent in a way. And on top of that, people need to support their families. Logging, construction jobs, transportation jobs, and production facilities when it comes to obtaining the wood and converting it into a lot of different uses, right? A lot of homes are built out of wood, especially in the local area, at least the northern parts of Wisconsin. A lot of places are log cabins. A lot of homes are built with wood, all right? Boats are built with wood. This desk that I'm recording this presentation on is made of wood. My chest of drawers right behind me is made of wood with the cowboy hat on top. I don't know if you can see that or not. My 9-cube dresser off to the right of me that houses my TV, sweatshirts, sweatpants, winter clothes, my Xbox, and a lot of other things is made of wood. Wood is very important here. I even have a small shelving unit to the right of me right now that is made of wood. So wood and lumber and logging are very important industries in the world. You can't get the wood without cutting down the trees. And that's just the unfortunate truth of the matter. And that's the purpose of this website, is to inform. It's to let the reader make up their own mind, right? I want to present information on an issue that's very complex and deserves some more awareness to the complexity of the issue. However, there is still one truth here, and that's what I included in the middle. And like I said earlier, Earth's forests are key to maintaining a healthy and diverse ecosystem, both locally and globally. Without them, the planet loses expendable resources and biodiversity. All right, that is still something that I want to keep in the back of the minds of the reader, is that this issue is very important because the local and global environment takes a toll when trees are cut down. The economy also takes a toll worldwide when trees are not cut down. So it's leaving the reader to make their own opinions. That's the whole purpose of the website. Again, thank you for listening into my presentation. It's been a great 8 weeks of this semester with all of you as classmates. Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate, I'm right there with you. Happy holidays to you all. Enjoy your breaks, and maybe we'll see you again next semester.